No matter what you say, Sons of Anarchy was a dope show, Pete.
You're just going to try and jump in and steal it like that, huh?
Yeah, because you said it's not a cool show, but you haven't seen the show. It was a dope show.
You know what? It's a good thing you stole the open because I was going to mock you pretty hard.
Yeah, that's fine. Dude, and seriously, watch Sons of Anarchy, if only to watch the first 3 seasons up to the season finale of season 3, where it's a gangster-ass finish.
Well, you know you're talking to a guy who thinks that Breaking Bad wasn't great, right?
Breaking Bad was such a good show.
Nah, man.
Great series finale.
Well, let me ask you this. I tuned out of Breaking Bad. Same thing with Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I hated every character on the show.
Okay.
What about Sons of Anarchy? Am I going to hate every character on that show?
Yes. Maybe.
Even Ron Perlman?
You might like one or two. He's the worst dude on the show. He's the worst guy.
Really?
Yeah.
But he's Roro.
He's the stepdad who is like cold, vicious, kind of a psychopath.
But like Heart of Gold.
He might be the only character that doesn't do one redeeming thing the whole show.
But he smokes cigars and looks cool.
When he gets offed, you will be happy.
Why would you tell me that?
Are you going to watch the whole series? Because it didn't happen till the end.
How many seasons is?
Maybe 7?
Or is it on the Netflix?
I don't know. If it is, I'm going to watch some later.
Well, you even have the Netflix and you don't know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I also have Sons of Anarchy seasons like 1 through 4 on DVD.
I'm pretty sure you don't pay for Netflix.
I do.
You?
Yeah. Personally, me, it comes off my card.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You've changed. I thought I knew you.
I let some other people use my login for that, and I use some other people's login for other stuff. Some people use my Netflix and WWE network. I use their Hulu.
So now you think you're like a badass biker? Like you have street cred? You could just hop on a Harley and get it done?
Actually, fun fact about me, my grandfather taught me how to ride a motorcycle at 4 years old. Before I'd ever been on a bicycle, he taught me how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, when's the last time you rode a motorcycle?
A couple years.
Yeah. When's the last time you hung out with a bunch of bikers?
A couple years.
What?
Yeah. It's been a few years.
I don't think that's factual.
I mean, like, you mean like a gang or like people that have motorcycles?
No, like a gang, dog.
Yeah, it's been like since 2015.
But it's only 2019.
Yeah, it's 4 years ago.
When were you associating with it? Can you talk about this?
Absolutely, I can
did
talk
some
about
stuff
this.
Happen?
Dude, lots of stuff allegedly happened.
Oh no, you threw allegedly.
Allegedly.
You're going old number one.
You know, in the story I told where Scotty Young and my buddy Keith like ribbed me really hardcore when I went to that show up in Michigan.
Well, to be fair, you deserved it for banging Scotty's sister.
I had it coming.
So did she, apparently.
Yeah. So that was my debut for MCPW, Mr. Chainsaw Productions Wrestling, back in like 2008 or 9. Flash forward to 2015, I worked for the company that whole time. It was a great time. I still work for that company sometimes. It's a great company and great people. I love all those dudes. They also come up with some shows that are just kind of unique and kind of cool. So in the summer of 2015, we did this show at a motorcycle club in Northern Michigan.
See, I was thinking like a Lucha Libre show at a Central Library or something.
Oh, we can talk about that later.
No, but I mean, that's your idea of a creative show. It's like, oh, hey, you know what an underserved community like program, like a motorcycle gang
Yeah.
needs?
I think the motorcycle club approached them. But if not, who cares? Like, of course I'll do a show for a motorcycle club. I did a show for an 8-year-old Afro man's daughter's birthday party.
You're right. That is pretty much the same thing.
I've done plenty of stuff for Horgan's show. I wrestled at an ICP show before in front of a bunch of juggalos.
Yeah, to be fair, most anyone who considers himself a juggalo has wrestled at an ICP show.
Yeah, that's true. But what's a weirder group of people to wrestle in front of? Juggalos or motorcycle enthusiasts?
Wait a minute. That's a question I want to reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Do the juggalos have some sort of order and hierarchy, like maybe a motorcycle gang would?
I don't think so. But a motorcycle club does.
Well, that's what I mean. Isn't that must be part of being a juggalo? It's just like, nah, man, I do what I want. A jug.
Yeah, we're all equal. Yeah, a motorcycle club, there's structure. There's
Elected officials.
Yeah, there's order. It's a government thing, kind of. So
one of them will murder you for saying that.
That's fine. They're not going to murder me. I'm their friend. Who else? Who knows? Who else that might get, murked? So 2015 comes around. My buddy Mikey, the promoter at MCBW, is like, hey, we're going to do a show for the Jokers Motorcycle Club up in Northern Michigan. Are you in?
Can you say that?
I'm gonna. I was like, hell yeah, man. I'm all about that. Now, I said yes immediately. Apparently, half the boys agreed to this very, like,
Reluctantly?
reluctant. Yeah, like, tentatively.
Were they just working it? Did they get a higher rate for this?
So, I don't think so. I think they were just kind of scared. But I wasn't. I was like, that's great. Yeah, Motorcycle Club, why not? And then he was also like, hey, this will also be the perfect time for you to have your big blow-off match with Scotty Young, the feudal in there. You'll have this big, insane street fight match where you can do whatever you want. And yeah, it'll be violent and awesome. They'll love it.
Did you get a Bronco Buster?
I didn't get a Bronco Buster this night. It just didn't fit the story. To reverse back just a little bit, a month before, Scotty Young and I also wrestled at MCPW in a match that went all over the building. And at one point, a fan says that we accidentally, in the chaos, we didn't do it. Another fan moved a chair into his leg and broke his leg.
Is that true?
It's absolutely not true, but that's what he said.
Well, that's what I heard. I heard you broke some guy's ankle.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. So the promoter also called me a few days after the show. I was like, hey man, bad news. I just want to let you know. There's a dude that's trying to sue us and a dude that's trying to sue you. We're trying to keep your actual name out of this so you don't actually get sued because it's preposterous. I was like, okay, explain it. He's like, all right, so we wrestled before intermission. We fought through the crowd a little bit. We didn't hit anyone in the crowd. We didn't move anything on our own. Intermission was right after us, and the videotape to film the show was still rolling. This dude gets up. He walks around the whole building, comes back, sits down, watches the second half of the show. Then right after the main event, he falls over, starts screaming, says his leg's broken. An ambulance gets called. They take him away. Seems legit, right?
He's a baller.
Yep. So they asked me if I want to do the motorcycle show. I'm like, yeah, sure, you bet. And then he tells me, oh yeah, the dude who's suing you is also trying to get us to cancel the show. He's trying to get the motorcycle club to cancel the show. I'm like, well, what'd the motorcycle club say? And like, yeah, the motorcycle club told him to screw off. And they didn't really listen to him. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool.
In a very motorcycle club-like fashion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there were expletives. And so anyway, we show up, we drive up to Michigan. It's like a 7-hour drive. And where we're going to, probably like 45 minutes from the nearest major city, if you can consider a major city like this. Like, this is a country Michigan major city, which is a small city.
Do they have a stoplight, you think?
Oh, yeah, so probably stoplights, yeah. Probably like 45 minutes or an hour from Traverse City, which is pretty big. But comparatively, not big.
Well, lovely country up there. You know, really.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful in northern Michigan. I think it's gorgeous. I just don't want to be up there for the winter. Luckily, this was in July. So we drive up and down hills, dirt roads, like practically mountains, and through all these trees. We get to this beautiful area, which is completely untouched. I don't know how they find it. Like, some point, they used to have to get there before GPS. I don't know how you do it.
Oh, people found it, but they never found their way out.
Yeah, why would you want to? And I'll explain why in a second. It's like heaven. This motorcycle club is heaven. So we drive up, we get to the gate because there's a gate. They have to let you in. It's a private facility. It's a private grounds. It's like their campground. So like, oh, hey, we're with the wrestlers. Like, oh, hey, so glad to have you here. Go ahead and head on in. Have a great time. So we get in there and we get out of the car and we park and I just start talking to bikers because I'm excited about this.
Because I'm one of them. Because when 4-year-old me, I knew how to ride a little electronic dirt bike with training wheels.
I had a baby crotch rocket. Thank you. And then I had a dirt bike that was like not so baby for when I got into like middle school and stuff. It's pretty small on me now. It probably didn't run anymore. So I started talking to all these people and joking around. And I made some comment like, oh yeah, I heard that the dude who's like suing us is trying to come out here and run the show. And the guy turns to me and is like, yeah, man, that's crazy. I'd love to see him try though. Cause let's be honest, like we have to let you in. And then out here, no one would ever find the body.
Comforting.
To me, it was very comforting. Also, there was a scary amount of truth behind that sarcasm, I feel.
A good bit of sincerity just found its way into that statement.
I'm like, you know what? I get that you said it in a funny way, and I laughed because it's a funny thought, because the dude's probably not going to come out there. That'd be stupid. But also, he was serious. If we're talking about logistically, they're miles out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of nothing. It's true. No one would find you if they didn't want you to be found. So it wasn't until later, like a few months ago, I went to MCPW with another buddy of mine, And he's like, oh yeah, man, I remember that show. I was terrified to death. All of us were. I was like, are you serious, man? He's like, yeah, it was a really scary environment. Like, I just tried not to talk to those people. Like, really? He's like, yeah, man, have you ever heard the rumors about them? What are you talking about, man?
There's rumors?
He's like, yeah, the rumors that like a few people might have been killed by them. And I was like, well, but they brought us there to party, so who cares?
Right. Could you imagine a setup where somebody reaches out to you? They're like, hey, I want to pay you to come here and put on a show. But really what they mean is, I want you to come out. We're going to give you money, and then I'm just going to murder you.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess you could keep your money.
Right. Well, and I guess it makes murder easier. You're just ordering out for somebody to kill.
Yeah, but we told people we were going there. Like, a lot of people knew.
That's nonsensical. Whoever that was, they're a sissy. You hang out with narcs from last episode and sissies.
There's no way they could have got rid of 20 bodies and like 12 cars. That wouldn't have made any sense.
It wasn't Russ who said those things, right?
I don't think Russ went to this show.
Oh, thank God.
No, Russ wouldn't be scared of that. He would have fit in.
Any guy with a tattoo on his head just fits right in.
All those people would have fit in. So, I'm just like, oh man, that's nuts, man. Cause I had a great time. I thought they were great people. So I talked to all the bikers I could, and they were awesome and they loved us. They were so thankful we were there.
And you got your leather, right? I
didn't earn it.
You didn't get jumped in?
Didn't earn my leather, bro. If I could ever go back there, I would do a show for them for free. And if they wanted to give me a leather, that's up to them.
Would you bring your baby crotch rocket?
It wouldn't make it all the way. I'd have to put it in like a truck or something. You have a truck? Can we take your truck?
That's for this? Yes.
Okay, cool. And I'll ride it I'll putt behind them on their Harleys.
It's like a clown car. Your little baby crotch rocket.
Yeah, my little crotch rocket. I think it's a 49cc.
Ooh, what, you go 30 maybe on that bad boy?
Probably 30. So, actually, it was really souped up because a race team used to own it, apparently. And so it probably goes to like 50 or 60. You have to be like a small person to ride it, though.
That's what I mean. Or not clown car, the clown riding the bicycle gag.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like you.
Yeah, I have to lay down on the whole thing pretty much with my legs hanging off and like dragging. So that's my motorcycle rep right now. Now I won't buy a motorcycle. Like, I still love them. I still know how to ride them. I've been on one a few years ago. But now I realize I have always engaged in so many risky behaviors with professional wrestling and stuff where I could already like die in so many ways. I'm not going to get hit by like a 17-year-old millennial texting that doesn't check the lane before swerving into me.
So it's going to be like your retirement gift to yourself.
Sure. If I want to go out that way. The second I get life insurance, I'm buying a motorcycle.
If we have any life insurance agents, just reach on out.
They're just looking. You can sponsor us if you'd like.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm having a great time at this motorcycle club. And these people are awesome to me. We have our match or whatever, and Dwayne and I have this match. Scotty Young and I have this match. And we are beating each other up with all these weapons. And it's the type of match that this crowd wants to see because they're not wrestling fans. They just want to see violence.
Would you go hardcore on them?
It was hardcore. Yeah, there were chains, this and that. But then the finish of the match was what I thought was the coolest part. And it was a street fight. So we dressed like an old school street fight, which means we wore jeans and pulled up our knee pads like over them and put our boots over them. I wore jean shorts, so I didn't pull it over.
Isn't that pretty like a pretty Mark thing to do?
That's a pretty 80s thing to do. Like in the 80s, that was a big thing where people have a street fight. They pull their knee pads up over their jeans and they put their boots over their jeans, and it just looked tougher because you're here for a fight. It's not a wrestling match.
When you said your favorite part was the finish, but then you also said there were exactly 0 Bronco Busters, so I don't understand.
No Bronco Busters. Oh, that's not a finish, man. That's like a signature thing. Yeah, it's not a finish.
Well, somebody does.
Yeah, it's him. And then, but then in the match, I took a plastic bag, I put it over Scotty Young's head to act like I'm suffocating Scotty Young.
You asphyxiated dear Dwayne? I
asphyxiated him. However, before the show, we'd practiced it so I wouldn't actually murder him. You know, that'd be sweet.
Wouldn't this be a terrible story when you said so I wouldn't actually murder him? And then that day, that was the day I murdered him.
We put it on his head and he could breathe with it. And we figured it out. But during the match, when his adrenaline was pumping, he was breathing real heavy. Didn't work out so well.
Oh, he like inhaled the bag.
Yeah, he started hyperventilating real bad to the point where the like 30 seconds it was on him almost killed him. I had to shimmy it up in a way where I kind of like put my thumb up through the bottom so he could get like a little hole of air, but he was still freaking out. Fair enough. And then we went to the finish of the match. Yours truly won. Side story. After that, there used to be this Facebook called Trash Bag Wrestlers, where people would put pictures of backyard wrestlers and untrained wrestlers and people that just shouldn't be in our business screwing around and being idiots.
But that's not for you. You didn't use a trash bag.
Well, yes, we are professionals. However, some genius managed to take a few of those pictures, upload them to Trash Bag Wrestlers, and Dwayne and I got to be internet famous for like a month.
Did you get signed?
Dude, so many people trashed us online. It was ridiculous. One of our, or two of our friends even commented on it. Tony X even commented something like, these guys have been killing the business for years and they're both pieces of shit. And I'm glad to see them not succeed.
Finally exposed for who they are.
Yeah, something like that. And then a bunch of people talked on us for not having gear, a bunch for not being professional, and then a bunch of us for using the bag. Like, oh, that's so unsafe and dumb. Who would ever do that? Well, we got that idea from like Terry Funk and like Ric Flair, who did in '84 or something like that. We took that idea that two professionals did in like a huge match. It might not have been Flair, but then somebody commented like, "Oh, this was actually the finish of Funk and someone in the '80s," and then everyone started ripping into us for stealing the idea. So you can't make the internet happy, Pete. Don't try and do it.
Well, that's just what we're doing now.
Try to make the internet happy?
Are we not?
Oh, I don't know. Ooh, all of our reviews have been changed to 5 stars. So we're making some people happy.
It was because, as soon as we saw those people in person, they just felt so threatened. It's not that they seemed cool, and there was like, I don't know, those people were cool.
Oh, also, the two of them and another friend did go back and like that photo of me getting stitches.
Nice.
Yeah, well played.
Man, that's the kind of crowd interaction we need. Those fans are clearly the best fans.
Yeah, well played. So, I laughed. I was rolling. And I hadn't put up any content recently, so I was like, man, where do those 2 likes come from? Boom, me getting stitches. The amount of likes on that picture has doubled in the last few days.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's
it's
dope.
still only like 8, but it doubled. So, Dwayne and I have the match, and it's a fun time. The crowd loves it. Afterward, everyone there is pretty much trash. It's like hundreds of people. They're just there partying and having a good time. All these people do, they ride, they drink, and they cook. And they're like, hey.
Wait, when you say cook?
Cook. Yeah, not like Breaking Bad. No, not like that. They cook food. And they asked us, hey, you guys need to party with us after. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's party, man. So they just start throwing tons of steaks on the grill. And there were a few sides. I want to say it was like mashed potatoes and corn or something. And they're like, yeah, if it's, this much if you want to throw in for dinner. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I trust that you guys are going to cook a hell of a steak and some great food. So I gave them my $10 or whatever. They gave all of us this big, huge steak that was seasoned to perfection, and the sides were amazing. It was the best steak I've ever had, Pete. These people made the best steak I've ever had.
Tell me one of the bikers is like head chef at St. Elmo's or something.
They should be. If I could go to St. Elmo's and get this exact steak, I would have spent $80 on it.
No, you wouldn't have. I get the point you would have made.
I would have spent $40 on this steak, maybe.
I don't even know that you would have.
Maybe $35 on this steak, yes. You're right. If I went to 10 West in downtown Cicero and they're like, we can give you that exact Joker's Motorcycle Club steak for $35, I would say, do it.
And I'd also like water. The lemon's free, right? The lemon wedge that goes in the water.
Exactly. And I don't have to tip you, right? I'll take it to go.
Oh, well played.
But so we had the best steak ever. All these people got hammered. Half of the wrestlers got hammered, the ones who didn't have to drive. Then at 8, 9 p.m. when the sun started going down, we decided we'll go ahead and drive home because I think I stayed at Scotty's that night. And it was like a 5-hour drive.
He let you stay there even after you nearly killed him?
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to say something about his sister. So I was just trying to get ready to defend myself. But yeah. So even after I killed him, he was real happy with everything because he was alive. And I'm pretty sure we drove back home, got there like 1 a.m., talked about how great the motorcycle club was. I love them. There was a rumor a few years ago that we're going to do another one up there. And I said, I want to be the first person you book.
Why not you just bring White River Wrestling there?
That's a haul, man.
Man up.
7-8 hours. Do you want to go? You're my sound guy.
No, man, that's where I need to make my debut.
You can wrestle if you want there. Yeah.
I want to be the sound guy.
We'll have you fight if you want. We can have you fight one of the tough women. Their women are
you bastard.
Their women are hardcore, man.
Just let me take my mixer off the table and hit someone over the head and get a quick DQ.
That'd be hilarious.
Bam.
Yeah, but I mean, you do have to stay and party with them for another few hours, so
That's cool.
be ready.
Look, man, I ride.
Your steak might be seasoned a little differently.
I was gonna say I got a trek out in the garage, man. I ride. The clothing I wear and the helmet and stuff looks a little different. I have shoes that clip into my pedals, so I'm pretty tough though.
You should totally bring your bicycle there and be like, I'm a biker too, guys.
Maybe I'll fix the bell to the handlebars before I go. Even make it real tough.
Super Troopers, right? Where the dude shows up with the bike.
biker.
Oh, bikers. Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Duh. Yeah, just like that. All right, cool. So that was partying with the motorcycle club. Man, I'd love to see those guys again and the gals. They were G, dude. Until then, listen to us next week. As usual, we love you all at Off the Cliff Pod, at JColeman2012, and at Multimedia Hustle.